Some people had asked me to do a video where I tried to explain why I grailed the servants that I did. I finally get around to making this video happen now, but I decided it was better for me to split this into two. So this video will be me talking about my grailed servants on the NA server, my main server if you will, and if this video gets enough interest, I'll probably do the JP version too. Also, let me know in the comments about your grail stories. Alright, let's start this off then. So first of all, Okita was the reason I discovered FGO in the first place. Love at first sight if you know what I mean. Later on, when I actually started playing the game and learned more about her and the Shinsengumi, I started liking her even more. And that also brings me to why I grailed Okita Alter as well. Yes, her personality is very different from OG Okita, and you could argue they are different beings completely like it is with many Alter scenarios, but to me, she's still Okita, and I very much love both. Now I might as well mention why I love Hijikata. I was mainly just a sim for Okita for the longest time when it came to the Shinsengumi members, but after I played through Hijikata's interlude, which in my opinion is still the best interlude in the history of the whole game, I legit had tears in my eyes. That led me to reading more about the deeds and the key members of the Shinsengumi, and now I totally love this man. He embodies the Makoto of the Shinsengumi perfectly. In essence, he is the Shinsengumi. And finally, this bit from his profile about the interlude is just amazing. Now, Jinako is an interesting one. When I started playing CCC, I immediately liked her design. But then, after playing through her chapter specifically as well, I just really started liking her. Now, I can't really go into spoilers here because I don't want you guys to get spoiled of, a great story. But she is someone I would protect now, no matter what. And honestly, this is gonna sound cringy, but her design is also something I'd like to imagine as an ideal partner for me in real life too. Like an actual gamer girl that doesn't look super fake. Okay, so moving on to King Hassan. Years ago, when I read through the Heaven's Feel visual novel, I already started liking Cursed Arm Hassan a ton. And then in FGO, I discovered the granddaddy of all the Hassans, and immediately I knew I liked him, especially after I saw his Noble Phantasm in action. It is still one of my favorite ones aesthetically to this day. From his insanely amazing design and badass old school personality to his god tier voice actor of Nakata Joji, this guy truly is the grandest of the assassins, not just in writing, but also in my heart. Next up, Astrea, or as I call her, Luvia. Much like the origin story behind King Hassan, I discovered Luvia originally from the Holo Ataraxia visual novel. At that time, I was already developing an affection towards Ojo-saba type girls, especially the ones with blonde drill hair, and when it comes to that, she is second to none, especially her FGO version. Also, as a full-on masochist, I love that she does wrestling, would love to be suplexed by her. And to top it all off, Luvia actually in lore is Finnish, and for those that don't know, I also hail from Finland. So a bit of national bias there too. One of my favorite waifus in general outside of Nasu stuff as well. Speaking of Ojo-samas, Reines is the next one on the list. Funnily enough, when I was watching the Case Files event reveal stream many years ago, I remember jumping with joy when Luvia was shown to be a playable servant in FGO finally. And when they also showed Reines, I didn't really think too much of her. Hell, when I rolled specifically for Luvia and got Reines before her, I wasn't even super happy about it back then. But man, that all changed sometime after that event when I became fully in love with Ojo-samas. And her also being a blonde Ojo-sama with also a TC sadistic personality is just amazing to me now. And as a bonus, I really like her design too. Please step on me. And finally, my lesser grail on NA is Yagyu. This probably didn't come as a surprise to those that didn't even know I had him grailed a little, because it's common knowledge that I also have what people refer to as the old man fetish. I don't obviously see any sexual attraction towards them, but I can't just help but love these types of characters when it comes to anime style stories specifically. I also really love his modest design. He might be one of the most realistic looking servants of all the ones released so far, and all three of his different ascensions reflect different parts of his life, which is really cool. In addition, much like King Hassan, I adore his MP aesthetically. It takes the cliched anime lightning fast slash into blood splatter to the extreme and makes it look as badass as possible. Not to mention, I did some reading up on him and became really fascinated with the sword style he uses, the Yagyu branch of the Shinkage-ryu, which is still practiced to this day by some dojos. That's also why I really love his regular animations. Despite them being modest, they actually did research, and the way he swings his sword is actually based on Shinkage-ryu teachings. So there you go, this was mostly just me talking from the top of my head, so I didn't really even list all the reasons why I love these servants probably, but hopefully this gave you some insight on why my favorites are my favorites. If you enjoyed this video, I'd really appreciate it if you could press the like button, and if you want to see more content in the future, including a possible JP version of this video, hit that subscribe button too. With that, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and peace out.